This nightclub was going to close, and so for the last 2 weeks, I hijacked their Facebook page and let all the patrons confess anything that they wanted and promised not to scan tech ban them so that they wouldn't be able to get into any nightclubs in the city at all. So 5-year long story short, I used to be promotions manager at Arcade Nightclub in Joondalup here in Perth.
Evaluate Brandon's contributions to the workplace and classroom.
Where to start? He could start contributing to society in a positive manner. He could stop drinking all the piss for free. What the happened to you?
I was promotions manager for half a decade, and then I left and another team, like social media management team, took over. It got kind of cringe, I'm not gonna lie. And then as they announced that they were closing to later reopen as Loop Nightclub, I texted one of the owners politely and asked him,
give me the fucking Facebook page back for the last week.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
That was me. So
What were some of the confessions, if you don't mind sharing?
I'll tell you some of the ones I didn't post.
if they actually said no, I was still an admin on the business manager that owned the Facebook page. So if they said no, I was gonna add myself, remove everyone, and then just do a hostile takeover. Luckily, it didn't come to that. So this is where I come in. Since we close next Friday, the directors have somehow agreed to let the original social media team run the page for the last week. And then Nick replies, team. Now, truth be told, I didn't actually know or have a plan of what I was going to do with the Facebook page. I just didn't want it to be cringe for the last 2 weeks of my child being alive. So anyway, first thing I did was I changed the profile picture. And then the idea came to me sitting on the toilet. So I posted this. All right, we close in a week. So this is your last chance to get something off of your chest. DM us your arcade confessions from the last 7 years and we'll post them anonymously, and the best ones are winning bar cards for our last night on Friday. This is a safe space. We won't even scan tech ban you. For those of you that don't know, Scantech's like a big security ID scanning software here in at least WA, and if you get Scantech banned, you can't go to like any nightclubs at all. It's really fucking annoying. It didn't take us very long at all to get any confessions in. Confession number 1, I fingered a bird in the mosh and she was on her period. It gets worse. I laugh, but it gets worse. Confession number 2, my boyfriend and I had our first kiss on the dance floor after 3 months of talking. Having to tell people Arcade was where we had our first kiss is humbling, by the way. You only gained the courage after a lethal $10 jungle juice bucket. Bring those back, by the way. We've been together for 2 years now. Thanks, guys. I actually think I know this couple. Was so white girl wasted, I picked up a used condom and threw it in someone's drink. It's actually been long enough, so you can see the timestamps. This is 2022, like August of last year. It's actually been long enough that I've forgotten some of these. However, I actually do remember reading some, and I was wondering if they were actually about me. My best friend had a shot in the smokers area a few years back, immediately threw up on her hands outside, then ran inside to make it to the bathroom but didn't, and was sick on a girl in the hallway. I managed to take my top off for her to wear as the... What else did you wear? As the one she was wearing would have got her recognised. Later on in the night, the girl who she was sick on came over and started having a conversation with us and complained about some girl early in the night who was sick on. This better be a safe space. Back in the day, I squatted in the plant pot outside while my friends covered me. I like the ones from people that know who manages the page. Hi, Brandon. So when I was about 19, I met up at Arcade with a Tinder guy and we were at the bar and his mate put like 8 straws in his drink. And I acted held tough and drank from all of them at once and then made the excuse I needed to go to the toilet, then proceeded to violently throw up in the toilets. When I came out, he hadn't noticed and proceeded to grab my head and make out with me, and I hadn't washed my mouth, and he doesn't know to this day. I remember who this confession's from. I'm not going to say. Also, that one's not about me. I know that just previously I said some of these are about... That one's not. Actually, I don't think I posted the ones about me. And then... I hadn't posted any sexual stuff on the page yet, but we were getting a lot of them, and the directors kept hammering me to make sure to keep it clean. So I texted one of them and said, I can't post on the arcade page people's confessions about doing sexual acts within the venue, can I? In case you missed it, I said, because I didn't tell them what I was doing. In case you missed it, I said people could message us confessions in the exchange for maybe winning a bar card, and we wouldn't scan tech ban them. And then Jeff said, you can't win it. And I said, okay, so I can post them, but they can't win a bar card because there's a lot of them. He goes, they, as in the patrons, can. I meant you can't personally win for your confessions. So I'm just immediately disqualified then. I got a little excited seeing my best friend after so long. That excited that I pissed myself like a puppy. Anyways, underwear were thrown in the bin in the toilet. Continue to dance to WAP in a dress with no underwear. I fucking hate. I'll confess anonymously that I told this stage 10 clanger at arcade that I loved her after 6 summers big hands on the D floor, then broke up with her over text in the morning. Gonna miss this place. I think I did that when I was like 20. On the piss at one of the boys' houses, one of them trying to convince me arcade is fucking sick. Half an hour after arriving, the 2 lads I rocked up with have left with some of Joondalups' finest. There I was alone with a few hours till close. I thought to myself, fuck, those 2 birds on the dance floor look fit. One of them will do. They went home without me. I ended up back at some crack den in Joondalup with people I'd never met before. Long story short, 4 years later, I've got a kid with one of them and we're getting married in March. I actually think I know who this couple is as well. I remember this one. I pissed myself waiting in line, but still came in and danced for 3 hours covered in my own piss. Then my best friend also pissed herself the same night and begged me to go home with her, but I stayed and forced her to as well. I was so busting to pee and the line was longer than I could hold, so I had to piss in a glass I just finished drinking. I didn't know where to put the condemned glass. Put it on a table and some dude came up shortly after and told me not to waste alcohol and sculled a good half glass full and then power chugged on his mate. It's like Bear Grylls dreams. Now, there's actually a bunch of confessions that I just didn't post.
Alright, so fuck me.
Exclusive.
Yeah, alright. So there was one like some girl gave a guy head on the dance floor and all of her friends formed a circle around them so no one would see.
Oh,
Yeah, so they got stuff like that. There was a lot of
That's good-
sexual-related
good
stuff.
friends on the dance floor.